Hey everyone, welcome back to Key Lessons for a deck diary in which I'm building Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, Newfound Foes. If you're new here, the deck diary series is a way I'm trying to teach deck building by showing my own process in what I think about when I'm building and what I'm testing and what I'm trying when I'm building decks. And I've done enough of these now that there isn't too much new ground to cover in terms of how I usually do it. So when it comes to the Gamma deck, there is an opportunity for this video to be different as I'm approaching the build differently. Though this kind of goes against what I made this channel for. The set's already been out for a few weeks if you're in America, but it was delayed for us here in Australia. It's out now, but the thing is I've been pretty busy lately. I've had no time to test and read the cards and think about what I want to do with the deck, and so I've had to put aside my usual preference of avoiding outside influences in my creative choices, and I've needed to rely on a bit of net decking, which I really don't like to do, but I just haven't had the time for the trial and error this time. So I've looked at all the lists from the top 16 of the recent PPG tournament and scoured them for a feel of ratios and ideas. Comparing 4 of the lists shows me straight away 2 things that they're all doing that I can't. Number 1, they're using the Hatchiyack Secret Rare. I don't have that. And number 2, they're using Android 16 Steadfast Comeback. I don't have any copies of that either. I could get the Android 16s, but they are a little bit pricey, so I'm not in a rush to go buy some. And as for the Hatchiyack, no chance. I need to save my money for One Piece. The other things most of these lists are doing is using Beerus Destroys and Dirty Bursts, as well as some high energy blue deck good stuff with like the Boo Unison and Android 17 Turning the Tide. A couple of them are running Draw Apes, and some of them have weird ratios with Senzu Bean, and all of them, despite running all the other cards required, aren't running the new Android 13 Frenzied Warrior. I'm going to use it in my list just because I don't have the Android 16, so this is the list I came up with, and I took it to locals this week. It's hard to say if it did well or not because round 1 I had a very good close game with the person who would go on to win the night undefeated, so obviously I lost round 1. And then round 2 I had a bye, so that's pretty useless. The only round I actually played and won was the last round, but I got a good feel of the deck and what worked and what didn't. The first thing you need to know when playing this deck is that Murphy's Law will take place. Every time you blindly place energy from the top of your deck on turn 3, you will ramp a non-Android card, therefore making it so you can't do the auto at the end of your turn. It may be worth it to decrease the amount of extra cards in the deck just to avoid that a little bit. That's one reason why I don't think I will run Senzu Bean. Now for the Secret Rare, I put in Radiant Saiyans. Not having access to Hatchiyack means I gotta go with something else. And a 40k Double Strike Critical isn't a bad choice. I put 1 Android 18 Never-Ending Energy in instead of Draw Apes, because I don't want to dilute the deck with too many non-Android cards. And I would put in more of these Android 18s, but I only have the 1 copy because it's a fairly old draft box card, so it might be hard for me to find more copies of that, but yeah, like I said, I didn't bother putting Senzu Bean in, and honestly, I didn't really miss it in the deck. If all is going right, you're untapping 3 at the end of your turn. If you need to untap more, you got your blue-green super combo that will untap an energy. This list that I ran felt pretty good, but I think it can be improved, and this is the list I'll be trying when I can get myself the cards that I'm missing. And these are the cards that I've taken out. Android 13 Frenzied Warrior I'll take out in order to fit in the Android 16, and as such, I feel that the Android 15 counterplay isn't really worth keeping. The Android 18 counterplay is so much better, and in all the games I played, Android 15 was never really an attractive play. Turning the Tide, I don't care for it. This deck doesn't actually ramp extra energy, so it's not like I'm springing this on them when they're not ready for it. I'd much rather play several smaller bodies and try to win earlier. So that will do it for today's video. As you can see, net decking did save me some time, but I did try to put my own creativity into it still. It's much more satisfying that way when, you know, something you've come up with yourself makes the deck good. So if this video helped you, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you want to see more upcoming content from me. And also follow me on Twitter at HackyLessons. I'll be there talking about Dragon Ball Super, as well as Digimon and One Piece card games. Alright guys, I'll see you for the next video.